Figure I'd do a little garden update. You can see I got a little volunteer tomato from last year. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. If it dies, it dies, but whatever. Got some Swiss chard in front here. The zinnias. All the zinnias in this garden are volunteers, and they're kind of scattered throughout the yard too. Last onion left from harvest. Bunch of kale that I need to harvest. I'm thinking about doing some fermented greens with them. I have 3 cabbages left out of, 4 or 5 that kind of sprouted. 1 got eaten up by worms. And there's a little pest damage that I'll have to sort through that. I think those are turnip greens next to the cabbage. I'm not sure. I think this is honeydew or something here. I can't remember. I planted a bunch of ground viney things because I was hoping that once I weed, they can take over and crowd out the weeds so I won't have to weed as much later. We'll see. And then my tomato plants here. I can't remember what kind they are, but I forgot cuttings out here. Sucks. So yeah, and then I got salvia growing up over to the side there. My yarrow. And then my rhubarb. It's the only one left out of 3 that I've tried growing this season. It's gonna get a leaf. I'm really hoping this guy makes it because I love rhubarb. So we'll see. But yeah, I've slowly been weeding and mulching, but I need to do some more mulching over here. It's so hot today. Oh, and those are 2 mulberry trees. And my squash plants making an appearance through the fence. This winter, I think I'm gonna redesign the garden. I got a Meyer lemon and a mosquito plant. Along with those mulberry trees, those came from a local nursery when I went to the ag tour. And I'll go over these as I come out. Slowly mulching in here too, just trying to keep the moisture in here. It's so dry, as you can see, some of this is wilting. Partly heat, partly lack of sun, or lack of water. I got a little sunflower growing in there, watermelon. This is a squash plant that's vining from over there. It's planted near the trellis that's falling apart. Got zucchini, potatoes. This is a salvia plant, which, or not salvia, stevia plant. Tastes just like stevia. It's kind of odd. Another zucchini plant in there amongst all this squash, and there's some watermelon on the outskirts. Another volunteer zinnia, and then I planted lemongrass over there. Before this all grew up, there's a bell pepper plant with a watermelon, and it's a little tiny watermelon on there. I let my mustard grow to seed. Got collards in there, another pepper plant's in there, bell pepper plant, more volunteer zinnia. And then there's eggplant in there, like 1 or 2 plants around in here. And then this is my asparagus. So, looks very interesting. I've never grown that before, so it's been interesting. See all my weeds, just a ton of weeds. Finally seem to have mostly gotten this under control on this side. Watermelon's just taken off. I love it. Have some okra in amongst the watermelon. Right here, of course, they're getting chewed up by the beetles. Trying not to use any pesticides. And I got some sage over here. I'm gonna have to dry some of that out. Watermelon's coming out over here. I'm trying to weed out over here so it has some more room to go too. Those are chives. I really gotta harvest those. Let some spinach go to seed in here. Zucchini plant is looking phenomenal. I've gotten 4 or 5 already off of it. And I'm gonna be getting some more soon. It looks really great. A couple volunteer tomatoes have popped up from last year. Some jalapeno pepper plants are in here. I thought the sweet potatoes had died, but they decided to pop on up. So I'm letting them grow in amongst everything here. It's very heavily planted over here, but so far it seems okay. A lot of viney stuff. We'll see how it does. A lot of experimenting this year. Tomato plants. These are my purple Cherokee over here. And there's 1 or 2 volunteer tomato plants amongst this. some salvia. Love the color. This is a decorative gourd plant. I've already gotten a few off of this. I'm gonna try drying it out, maybe make birdhouses out of it. I got coneflower or echinacea, a little more salvia, and another little potato plant. And nasturtium, and we got a volunteer milkweed plant. Oh, I forgot to show you my brown-eyed Susan or Rudbeckia on the other side over there. I planted that. And then these are weeds. I forget what they're called, but the bugs really like them, so I'm really hoping that this will take a lot of the pressure off of my other plants by the bugs just eating these weeds. So I've left a clump here and there of these guys. I'm hoping it works out for me because I really don't like using pesticides because they're not good for you or the environment or anything. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And this is a Cleome, or grandfather's whiskers as I've been calling it. But that volunteered too. And yeah, that's really about it in the big garden and the little garden. We'll go outside here. And this is a milkweed plant that I got from Pennsylvania. My dad brought down for me, a tall thing. I got oregano growing up underneath it. That's been here about a year and a half now. It's grown through the winter and stayed there. I have thyme I planted just a month or so ago. And then I also have creeping rosemary with some sort of squash seedlings growing up. I must have accidentally tossed out seeds or something. So that, bunch of weeds. And it's kind of a little messy over here, but my milkweed plants look good. Oh, cicada flew off. Bees love it, as you can see. I've got some tall mint. I'm letting some of the mint go to seed, and then I've been harvesting a lot of mint. It's just kind of self-seeded all over in here. And I have some lemon balm over there. I'm gonna let that self-seed too. Lavender is in here. You can see the purple, it's blooming. And there's another milkweed plant that decided to grow up over here. So yeah, I really like the butterfly weed. I'm really impressed with how it's doing this year. That regrew from last year. It's my rose bush. It's looking real scraggly. It looked great earlier this year when I had trimmed it down. Another decorative gourd. So we'll see what I get from that. The iris accidentally got smushed again by mulch this year, and you can see a lot more volunteer milkweed plants. So yeah, and my apple tree looks phenomenal. No blooms yet this year, but we'll see. Nothing on the fig tree. Another apple tree. And I have stuff up the driveway. Bring it up this way. I got lots of mulch this year. Using it. I'm just kind of spreading it all over the yard to help keep the moisture in because, man, it is so dry here during the summer. This year is very dry. You can see some more plants I got from a friend. She was so nice and gave me some irises, or purple irises, and then some calla lilies. And she gave me mountain mint too. I really got to plant that soon. But my Aunt Margot gave me these like triple daylilies, and they're looking really good. They're here. I had tiger lilies that were blooming. Some other daylilies in the front getting ready to bloom again. Gladiolus. Some irises are in the front. And over here, they haven't bloomed. Oh, and calla lilies. I planted those last year, and I thought they were going to die, but they survived the winter, and they came up this spring. They're so pretty. I think it's awesome. I'm just going to have a bunch of different lilies and stuff up here. Just kind of for fun. Let it just become its own like lily and iris spring and summer garden. And then I put some extra zucchinis I had up here, or honeydew, I can't remember which. I'm not sure. So yeah, everything's looking good around here. Lots of blooms, but it's just a little too dry for us. So hoping we get some rain soon. My poor little gladiolus are falling over. You say hi, Jebby? Jebby? You got dirt on your face? You good boy. Alright, well, have to send another update again soon.